think the thing is, if the character is the most important thing and people are delving into the character, then like just depending on who's handling the IP, because that's the other thing you have to remember. Like these studios, they get so big in the head because they own the IP. That's when they start making the poor decisions. But if you have somebody that understands, like the reason why Avengers 1 is so memorable is because like Joss Whedon knew these characters and he wrote for the characters. He didn't write for the actors.
Yeah.
Like he didn't write for so that we can feel like this is RDJ saying this line. He wrote it so that we feel like this is Tony Stark. He wrote this so we feels like, okay, this is Bruce Banner, not Mark Ruffalo.
Right.
So I think in the beginning with Phase 1, and it's the strongest thing that kind of made Phase 1 cohesive, is that it was character-centric and not star power focused, if you understand what I'm saying. Because Chris Hemsworth was a relative unknown, but like they wrote for Thor. They didn't write for Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
Well,
true. But anyway.
Well, yes.
We were whoring over him for a long time, but still, yeah, I agree with you.
But he makes a good point. Even with Tom Hiddleston, I mean, I think the MCU made him a superstar, man. I would say he's the exception.
Look, I agree with you guys. I think it makes the movie stronger. Like writing for the character. I mean, writing for character, not for the actor. However, there is a negative effect on the movie industry in a whole, and I think it's a negative impact that might even far exceed any positive. Like, for example, let's say technology reaches a point where we can artificially, let's say we can make another Avengers movie, but now instead of having any actors, we can basically use the avatar technology, and we can have a young, fresh-looking Robert Downey Jr. We can use AI to have his voice, and then we can make these movies for another 100 years. Now there's no incentive to actually try out new IP, because this is tried, it's tested, it makes money. Right. There's no incentive now to try and make something new, because this is what makes money.
Yeah, but then it'll kill the industry.
It won't.
But then it'll tank. No,
it won't, because then
right now. Marvel has been, but I'm saying if you look at Phase 4, Marvel has been putting things on a conveyor belt for a long time. A lot of stuff in Phase 4 is very similar in structure and production, and it's not working.
No, but then they'll making Marvel movies, and then they'll just shift that money and focus to doing the same thing to Star Wars. They'll bring back Luke, they'll bring back Leia, they'll bring back Han. They'll use the same technology, and they'll run that. And then when that's
not there anymore, though. But that crowd is not there anymore, because the people who connected to Luke are kind of done with Star Wars as it is, and they're not going to want to see Luke again. And the newer people don't know who Luke is. So unless you're remaking A New Hope, which doesn't make sense as well, then I don't think that's going to work. Like, I think people notice patterns. Audiences notice patterns. They do. Like, Marvel's right now is tracking to be one of the worst openings of all time. Like, it's supposed to even be lower than, I think, Flashpoint. And it's just like...
Even its runtime is short. It's the shortest, I think, in the whole MCU.
I think this franchise is losing steam. But if you have that idea, you can just use it and focus on another franchise that you want to build steam. I mean, go back to when A Force Awakens came out. The nostalgia bait for Star Wars is at an all-time high. So if you focus that energy onto another franchise that we all care about, like let's say maybe X-Men. We haven't had X-Men in a long time. If you focus all that energy on X-Men and you CGI all the characters, and you don't have to change anybody. Like, let's say we can even bring back the original cast from the first X-Men. Now it's all digital faces. At that point, we won't care, because if it looks great enough, we will all go and buy it.
Yeah, I think we will, because if you remember them original X-Men, not everyone was good. Like, nobody wants to see Halle Berry as Storm again.
Well, if the AI acts better than the real Halle Berry.
No, but then we're going to be seeing Halle Berry's face, and she's going to be having a weird African accent. It's not going to mesh.
Okay, you're just using Halle Berry to derail an entire argument. I agree with you; she acts horribly, but the example is good.
No, dog, you want to go
Storm
further.
doesn't even have to be in
Sam K. Jansen was boring in that movie as Jean Grey.
Okay, Storm doesn't
we are tangenting again. Order.
Okay.
On a point of order.
Okay, sorry.
On a point of order.
Sorry,
comrade.
And it's almost midnight, guys. Let's
No, I was saying I was starting to lose the point of your arguments. I thought your argument was the one guy is saying the character is more important, the other one is saying the actor is more important, and I felt like you guys suddenly went to AI, and I'm like, okay, but wait, what happened to the actor versus the character? That's not an argument I'm supposed to be on anymore. So I was like, wait, guys, bring it back. But no, it's fine. Let's carry on.
Sorry, Rob. Hey, you see, Extraordinary, you should have prepared us better, dog.
It's okay.
No, it's all good, guys. Cool. Let's go back. Hey, we were talking about how well how well the writing was for Natasha's setup, and we're discussing the difference, whether or not. Yeah. Then we're talking about the subplot of Fury finding secrets. That subplot combined with the Loki subplot, plot, comes together in an emotional climax battle between the personalities. Fury does not trust Thor. Not really shown. I'm frustrated about that. Fury doesn't trust Hulk, which is shown very well. Captain doesn't trust Tony, which is shown very well. Captain doesn't trust Banner, which is softly shown, but still shown. Then Banner doesn't trust himself, shown very well. Natasha exists. It's a waste.
Yeah, even when they were arguing,
Yeah.
you can tell Natasha is saying stuff, but it doesn't really have any weight on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Remind me how your family made those billions against Tark.
I love that line. I love it.
Imagine this. Imagine Nat is faking needing. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, imagine when Nat is faking needing Hawkeye for that whole Loki scene, but in this time she pushes for her goals more. Like instead of just supporting Nick, we kind of see her kind of make her own moves in trying to get things going. But yeah, that doesn't really happen. Anyway, things climax and we cut out as the bad guys attack. This marks the story's midpoint.
Can we just say how effective Hawkeye is? Like, I've always had an issue with people making it seem like Hawkeye is useless. He was one man.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, let me put it into this context. He was the perfect villain. He is the worst hero for some reason. It's like
he's trash.
It's like, you know, when you play the computer.
Hey, come on.
Hawkeye is the Shao Kahn of this universe.
Damn.
When he used to be the bad guy, he was like, oh my God, he's so powerful. It took so much tactical brilliance and everything. Once he's an available player, the most useless character, you can't fight with him.
I disagree.
Hey, he's the only one to ever beat Scarlet Witch in the entire MCU, one-on-one. No one has ever beaten Scarlet Witch since.
With a bow and arrow, Chief.
I disagree, but I feel you. I'm not gonna fight hard for him, but I disagree.
I'm just saying, he beat Scarlet Witch. Not even Doctor Strange with all of his Mijigadu Halagadu did anything to Scarlet Witch, and he beat her. He beat her one-on-one.
That was fetus Scarlet Witch. It wasn't fully recognized. I'm grieving my child.
Still, she was way more powerful than he was. She could bend minds. And Hawkeye said nope.
I miss my favorite vibrator type of Scarlet Witch.
I'm saying she melded the minds of every one of the Avengers, and Hawkeye was like, nah, I'm done with that. I'm the main character of this movie.
And the question I need to ask you is why? If it wasn't for plot. Has it been explained anywhere else that he's got the skill that can do that?
Eventually we're gonna cut this thing and do a part 2, but let's keep going because it's almost 12.
You knew this was gonna.
It's almost 12. Cool. We're at the story's midpoint. This is always a story's either high or low point. In this one, it's kind of the story. It's this, I would say, the character high point, but a story kind of high point. So actually, no, it is a story high point. So then we have Loki. They know where the Tesseract is, and they're all together. So it's kind of like everything's kind of at its best moment before everything falls apart, which is generally how story midpoints play out in a structured story. 1 hour, 12 minutes, just so you know, the whole thing is basically 2 hours and like 24 minutes. So it's like literally at the halfway point. It's very well done. Yeah, cool. The carrier wing goes down, the heroes are separated. And then Natasha gets a stupid fucking moment. The character, you know when a character is scared of spiders and is trapped with a giant spider? or in The Mandalorian, the guy who's scared of robots, it must be saved by a robot, or how the Hound in Game of Thrones is afraid of fire, and therefore, in order to save Arya in season 8, Arya needs your help, so you have to pull yourself together in the face of fire. This is what happens here. There's no explanation for this, and I hate
Season
it.
8? I've never heard of that one. Is there season 8?
All right, so
I thought
then
I thought it ended
is
at
this
season
when
6. Daenerys was sailing
it-
off to into the horizon, and then it was over.
Yeah.
and then thingy, so is this where she gets chased by the Hulk?
Yeah.
Yes, she gets trapped, and then she has a little fetal position moment. She doesn't even get a moment to get over it. And trying to do her right, in my opinion, they did her the most dirty. You'd think they did the Hulk the most dirty, but in my opinion, in terms of plot, it actually makes sense. They set him up as something to be feared, as the enemy target that follows the midpoint bad guys win moment. Natasha later on does get her actual moment in the Hawkeye fight. To me, that's the actual real Natasha moment.
Right.
But yeah, Loki and Thor get a moment in them not fighting, but rather Thor being tricked.
Again,
Yeah.
I like that part where it's like even Loki has to be at some point. It's like, dude, when are you not gonna fall for this?
But for me, this is where Pilar's point still comes to play again. Like, or was it double? I don't remember. Like, Thor was really nerfed. Like, I don't think. Okay, dude, you just fought the Hulk, right? You just fought the Hulk. Obviously, the Hulk now has been, you can say, is out of the picture because he was fighting with that Jet guy, that other guy, an extra, by the way. Then
Some guy, Steve from accounting. Yeah.
basically he lost that fight. Then he goes to Loki. I don't know why he went there to begin with, and then he still loses that situation. Like, yo, wow.
Well,
I'm
I
telling
mean,
you, he's the Yamcha of the group.
Yamcha don't win fights against the major dudes. Come on,
No,
Thor
but
won against the Hulk.
He's the Yamcha in that sense that he's the biggest loser of the whole Avengers.
How did you?
I don't know. I think the Hulk took a bigger L when we get to Endgame, because good God, Infinity War, they beat the Hulk out of the Hulk. He's doing yoga now and Pilates. Like, when's the last time he smashed anything?
Yeah, but the Hulk was always a loner. Thor loses his entire family, his kingdom, his people, his brother twice, and
his girlfriend.
Okay, we're
his
tangenting
girlfriend.
again. So keep going, Rob.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back to that.
Okay, let's go back. Yeah. 1 hour, 30 minutes. The bad guys are winning. Phil Coulson is dead, and the cards moment is paid off.
With lies.
With lies, bro.
With lies, yes.
American imperialism.
It's
Big
It's
ups
Nick
to
Fury.
my boy Fury for figuring out how to make that one thing make them die of guilt. Fury became the disappointed mom. You know, when a mom is disappointed at you, he doesn't go like, "I'm so angry." It's like, you know, when your father was your age, he did this and this, and yes, it did suck. Oh yeah, he's Piccolo. You know Piccolo. It hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Facing your fears would have been less painful.
And basically, the big two survive. I feel like it's gonna be a common thing in the Avengers films, where
Yes.
the red guy and the blue guy survive. They're the only ones that are in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on. It's kind of a low moment for everyone. Thor struggles to pick up his hammer. Why? But anyway, because technically there was no emotional justification for him to struggle to pick up his hammer. He just lost the fight. That's it.
Did he struggle to pick up his hammer, or did he just not respond?
He has to reach for it and nothing happens. Then he has to like really get it up again himself. Remember?
Yeah, I thought that was just a moment.
The gap when nothing
Well,
happens.
I think it's because it's the thing of me. He was like, "Damn it, again! He got me again! Damn
Yeah,
it!"
I think it was a moment of self-doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's like at that moment where Yugi was about to pull Exodia, and he could feel the cuts pulling away from him because he was too scared.
Right.
I agree with you though.
Yeah,
but is that not out of character though? I mean, this is Thor we're talking about.
It's a bit
Yeah,
forced.
No, Thor's been humbled from Thor 1. The Thor that you're used to, they beat that out of him in Thor 1 because remember, he was even like, oh brother, we don't have to do this. We can have a talk and whatever. And Loki was like, psych, backhand with the big
Right.
silver monster.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh God, we need to talk about the Thor movie.
maybe it's not the old Thor back. Like for a split second, like Thor gets angry and he gets a bit ego, and now because of that he gets punished, and now he kind of struggles because of that. I could understand, but that never happened. He's still trying to not. But yeah, it to me, I didn't like it, but at the same time,
We
yeah.
still need to talk about the best father yelling at his son moment in all Disney. That banishment from Odin from Thor, still for me one of my favorite scenes of the entire franchise.
Okay,
But
so
we'll
this
talk
is
about
when
that later.
everybody is like coming back from this is when everybody's getting themselves together to go fight Loki or whatever, right?
Yeah. This is when Hulk meets this old man who tells him he has a condition and all of that.
Condition. Yeah.
Then son, you got a condition.
Yeah. Then Hawkeye is back. Black Widow is with him. They are fighting for something with Black, and so it's a very up and down moment. And then this is the part that kind of makes me want to kind of. This is kind of frustrating about Black Widow. Now I don't want to blame Scarlett Johansson because I know she can act, but at the same time I don't want to blame Josh Whedon because I know he's a brilliant director and the story's been written to perfection in my opinion so far. So I want to Josh Whedon as the director in terms of translating these scenes in terms of Natasha's full storyline. But yeah, I just believe that this part is kind of a low point for him, and I feel like it's not Scarlett's fault per se.
Damn,
But
you got a real beef with Natasha in this movie. Huh?
Yeah, I do. I really do because I feel like it's missing potential, dude. She's so good. But yeah, heroes get in motion. 1 hour 40 minutes mark. We get a convo between Loki and Tony. This scene feels like the speech we get. Yeah, this is what I say. This scene, in my opinion, between Loki and Thingamajiggy, right, where it's like, I'm not gonna threaten you. I'm not gonna talk no jitsu you. I'm gonna threaten you.
Yeah, this scene for me sort of felt like a Saturday morning cartoon thing where as much as heroes, the Avengers.
Are you talking about when he says if we don't save the world, we're gonna avenge it? Come on.
Yeah, it does feel like a Saturday morning cartoon.
But
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
Okay, let's break that down. Let's break that scene down appropriately, right? Let's think about it for a moment. One,
that's what I think.
Tony Stark flew over there with his Mark 6 armor that was badly damaged at that point, right? He realized the barrier can't break through that barrier with his weaponry, and he's got a subpar armor. He's got a backup armor in the vault downstairs somewhere.
Yes.
So the only thing he can do is buy some time. So the only way he can,
I'm talking about his dialogue, even though he is.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Now he has two options. He can either A, try to appeal to this person or work on his ego, of which Loki will immediately know that he's just playing around with him. Or two, go bluff him out by threatening him, by making him consider something that he might not be as smart as he think he is. And he was playing on trying to play on his self-doubts and try to quote unquote bruise Loki's ego by threatening him while buying himself some time. So that's what he did.
Some level, actually, on a level, I agree with that. Even though I feel like it was, to me, this felt like it was for the audience. Like what I wrote, to me, this felt like what Josh Whedon said to the investors. He was like, guys, let's make an Avengers movie. And he was like, they've got an army, we've got a Hulk. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it felt like that. But at the same time, I agree entirely with your justification. That is why it's there. Because again, this was a very economic movie. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're both right. It's a distraction, and it does two things at the same time. It's stalling, it's a distraction, and it's for the audience. This is why we're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it does like three things at the same time. I think we can all be right at the same time on this one.
And then we get introduced to this beautiful piece of machinery right here. Look at that beautiful armor.
Deploy.
It is I will sit on this hill until I die. The Mark 7 armor is the best Iron Man armor he has ever made. Screw the nanotech, screw the energy shield, screw
I
the.
don't know. The Silver Centurion from Iron Man 2 on the carway after Whiplash like breaks the car in half. That one was also fire.
It was good for applying, yes, but ever since then, what did it do?
I'm saying it looked good.
Thank you. This thing was a beast. It took on an entire Leviathan and survived.
Yeah, that nanotechnology suit doesn't look as good as that one. That's for sure.
Yeah. To me, then we get the little Loki. You know what if now they're gonna have to? What are they gonna do when they're too busy fighting you?
When they won't have time for me if they're too busy fighting you.
That just
this usually works.
Opinion ruined the world, but yes, that's a funny scene. Now I criticize the direction, but I actually understand in reality that this was genuinely good. No one can be bored in this movie. I think, at least up to this point, I think no one can be bored.
Yeah.
I said that Loki kind of fades as a main antagonist. Now he's no Thanos.
Yeah.
So being the mass muscle would have made no sense. But every hero beats him down. Iron Man blasts him. Thor body slams him. Hawkeye blows up an arrow in his face, and we all know what the Hulk does to him.
Puny God. That is the highlight of that entire movie. And then after and to show how bitter he was, he remembers it. How many movies later when he meets Thor in
Ragnarok?
Yeah.
In Ragnarok. In Ragnarok. Yeah. I mean, ever since that, he I think you can see that after this, even Thor was busy teasing him about it. It's like, don't piss me off. I've got the Hulk on speed dial. Like he comes visit me in prison. Hi, brother. Take the delusion down. Don't make me call the Hulk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a movie. Loki's story ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't. I think compared to the second one, what made this one really, really stand out is, yes, we had a large army of the Chitauri coming out from the portal, but it was fun to watch. You know, it was fun for us to see all our superheroes beat the crap out of all these guys.
And of course, we can never discount that awesome action sequence where we see all the Avengers highlighted in their own moments. It starts with how does it start with? Oh yeah, there's Iron Man taking a blast from the Chitauri. He shoots back, he swerves down, tackles a few other Chitauris, shoots one, deflects the beam with Captain America's shield, shoots up, knocks down the guys climbing up to Hawkeye. Hawkeye shoots another one in the head, slams into a Leviathan. The Hulk is doing his thing. Thor lands beside him for muscle support for some reason.
Yeah.
The Hulk takes out a big chunk of the Leviathan's armor, sticks it in its back. Thor lightning, and then they land, and then Thor. Hulk reminds them that the beef's still not over. It's like
punches him.
Boom.
That's
the best.
Are we not going to talk about the whole "I'm always angry" or whatever?
Moment, definitely.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I agree with you. These are funny moments, cool moments, stuff.
But I want to call that a cop out, by the way. That I'm always angry light is in fact a cop out because. Up until we've never had a moment which showed that Brenner was in somewhat control of the Hulk.
Technically, it's a reference to Incredible Hulk, so that's kind of why I let it go. Technically, it's a reference.
Yeah, but he had to jump off a building and land and almost crash.
No, in the end of Incredible Hulk, Banner is meditating and things where he's learning to control the Hulk better. Okay. So I think he has bouts where he's not in control, but then he has bouts where he's in control. So I was like, all right.
I would say it's control, yeah.
But I might give it a pass, yes.
Say the always angry line is at least justified because you could say throughout the entire movie, you can see that there's a seethingness of it's good acting by actually Mark Ruffalo, because you really get to see this man is low-key pissed off all the time.
Right.
Like
Really?
when he antagonizes Natasha and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm being mean. Yeah, he's being mean. He's being a spiteful prick. And he knows
Yeah,
it. He's
but
enjoying it.
but at the same time, when Tony Stark poked him,
Yes. And he's like, I can handle that.
yeah, a pissed off person would have at least a response.